Really good. I feel like the coverage, like the 7 network coverage has been fantastic this year, and the support from 7 and the 7 Plus app. For us personally, it's given fantastic value to our sponsors and our supporters. It's given us great, track time and vision, and I think it's really boosted the category and brought real incentive for other people to come join, especially going on to 2025. I think the international event, unfortunately this year's it's last year they've proposed, and the international drivers I think are awesome. They brought a really good, perspective and difference to the class, and gave a real international and world view on the categories that competed. The S5000s are awesome machines. It's really sad to see that those guys couldn't get numbers to compete. But I think all those categories and the people involved, were really, really cool. So it's a shame that, this is really going to be the last hurrah, and, that they won't continue with it. It's been positive. I've really enjoyed it. And it's been a big learning curve. So, I've enjoyed it. It's been a big learning curve, and it's been all around positive. Massively. I think Trans Am is a fantastic category, that opens doors to a lot of avenues, including working towards supercars and those really high-end, high-performance, categories. So I think Trans Am, where it's at the moment, is fantastic value. There's some guys in there who are true professionals, guys who are racing vet supercars, in co-drives and full-time, and guys like myself who are young and really trying to make a name for ourselves. And I think that really good mix, presents really well, to people who are scouting for talent and in Super 2, and it's been a massive help for me to step from a Trans Am into a Super 2 and, drive a high-powered rear-wheel drive car. I think the biggest thing that we'd like to improve on is just finishing races. Like we have very consistent pace. The guys at Dream Racing give me a fantastic car. We've been really unfortunate to have some mechanical failures, which have sort of really put a bit of a damper on our season's results. We've had a couple of podiums. We've been consistently, inside the 8 or 6. And, just to be able to finish consistently, to then drag more podiums out towards the end of the race, and to not, have a DNF towards the end of the season will probably make a big difference for us. I'm planning to. I'd like to. We've been very fortunate with our sponsors and budget this year, so I definitely wouldn't rule it out to come back and compete in a couple of TA2 events, just to keep me busy and, keep me in the seat ready for Bathurst in the Trans Am. Yeah, no, I'm just down. We've got a couple of guys, new drivers that have come into the team that we compete for, Dream Racing. So we're just down here meeting them and just talking. And we got a couple of guys racing in some new 86s. So we're just down here on business. I'm not actually driving, which is all right. Atmosphere is fantastic. I love coming to, this is the Victorian, VMRC. It's great grassroots and state level racing. There's a great variety of categories. And it's really good to see and be involved in and see grassroots racing, come back and especially post-COVID, the atmosphere is really, really good. I'm unsure at the moment. I know there was proposed plans. I'm unsure if those plans are actually going to go ahead. But, Sandown's such an iconic venue. I think that in the end, there's so much support behind to keep it now that I think it'll be pretty hard to get rid of. Yeah, I believe it's standalone. That's the GT Festival. So I think that's all just standalone. There's GT3, GT4, and some production car stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. They've come back and they've made changes to the track and provisions to keep the noise down. So I think they'll definitely go back and run events. Sort of no issue with the noise restrictions. I think they're just going to run less events, and it'll just be selected to certain cars to make sure they don't sort of break that noise barrier that they set. I think, look, this year, our podium at the Bend was, a great achievement for us and the team. We had a real pace. We showed that we could compete with, with the big teams like GRM and TFH and the Racing Academy. So that's been a fantastic sort of point for me personally. And then, throughout the Olympics, it was awesome to see, the Australians have really our best campaign so far. And it's really cool to be an Aussie, and you feel pretty proud that, when your country does well. I think for myself, if I was going to compete in a sport, that's a hard one. I'd probably do, I enjoy water sports, so maybe something with rowing or something like that. Being by the water's pretty cool, and I think those guys, you know, they've got a lot of endurance. They use a lot of their upper body and core strength, which is a lot of stuff that, you know, generally translates over to racing cars. So something similar like that, I reckon I'd give it a crack. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. It's good to see Lee back actually. Like, I'm a massive fan of NASCAR, so it's good to see that all that they've come back. And yeah, I love my NASCAR on a Monday.